Yes, Kürşat, we can hear you.
Yes.
First, I'm going to give you Nihat. Nihat would like to say hello.
Kürşat, can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you and we are seeing you, and we are ready to watch a nice case from you. Can you present the case for us?
Yes. Okay, can you present case please, Ahmet?
Risk factors, diabetes mellitus, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, and there is aspirin allergy in his medical history. Lifestyle is active. There is angina class 2. There is 5-time previous attempt PCI for circumflex and for LAD. Medication is prazopril now, and pantoprazole, and atorvastatin, and metoprolol, and olmesartan. In investigation, there is anterior negative wave in ECG, and EF is good in echo, but there is anterior apical mild hypokinetic. Laboratory test is good with the creatinine 1 and hemogram 10.5. Thank you. And there is baseline angiography, as you see. There is statin stent in circumflex, and LAD is total after ostium 1-2 millimeter. There is long stent in LAD from another view. And there is good basal, high basal. There is RCA and good retrograde from RCA to LAD. Another view.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Nihat, do you have live dual injection images for us?
Yes.
So can you show us? And after that, I want to ask the panel in terms of strategy. Can you show us the dual injection images?
Dual enjeksiyon hangi gösteriyor? Ekrana dual enjeksiyon. Yes, firstly, I would like to welcome to all guests of our country. I am Nihat KALAY, Erciyes University from Kayseri. My friend Professor Dr. Şevket. My technical is Samet, and my nurse is Uğur.
We have an instant response.
Can you see our case is a long segment instant C2 case?
Okay, move on please. Go on. Yes, we are listening to you.
C2 case. Yes, there is no clear macro channel. However, we know that in this case there may be invisible macro channel. Lesion seems tapered. There are tapered shape. So I will try to crossing the macro channel. So our first while is filter XP.
So you think an anti-grade strategy, I think. And let me ask to the panel in terms of strategy what they are thinking, and what is your strategy in terms of these lesions? There's an instant stenosis in the LAD, and the distal filling is well, and there is no channel in the state. And anti-grade strategy or retrograde first, what's your opinion about it? I want to ask you
Of course,
also
I have a complete total occlusion inside this stent, so it's a .CTO instant. I prefer to start first with an anti-grade approach, using a low-profile microcatheterizer, therapeutic P or fine cross, and I prefer an intermediate stiffness wire from the start. So I will start with an ultimate cross 3 or a Gaia third wire from the start.
any comments?
Tamam ya,
Sabriye, what do you think?
Bir şey olmaz, tamam bekleriz, sıkıntı yok. Bir daha bakmayız. Sonuna kadar bakmayız. Siz oraya gidiyorsunuz.
It is an instant restenosis. Does it differ? What do you think about this? In terms of starting the wire, does it?
I prefer Miracle 12 because there is an instant restenosis, but it seems to straight CTO lesion. There is no visible channel. I don't start filtering C or like wire.
You are choosing directly stiff wires for direct penetration.
Yeah.
Okay. Nihat, the panel is thinking, as you think, they are all starting with an anti-grade option, and they offered some wires, but we are watching you, and do you want to say anything?
Yes, at the beginning in the presentation, they said that it's the 5th attempt. Is it the 5th attempt of the CTO or is it the 5th PCI of that patient? So I would like to learn about that. For example, if this is the instant restenosis and after 5 attempts of opening it, of course probably retrogradely, probably you can go first. Dr. Nihat, did you hear us?
Yes.
Is it the 5th attempt of the CTO or?
Why is filter HT? Yes, we can hear you.
Shake it out. Is this the first attempt for the CTO or the fifth attempt for the PCI procedures?
Yeah, this is the first attempt, but let me first outline our strategy and outline our technique, what we are going to do, okay? We have 7 French bifemoral approach. The patient do not have any radial artery, so unfortunately we had to puncture the both femoral arteries. Both femoral arteries, 7 French. Right, the RCA, right guiding catheter, and the left system was engaged with an EBU 7 French catheter. So we had a bilateral injection from 2 different views, and it was very difficult to adjust the angiographic views because, as you see, we have the femoral catheters coming from below, so it hindered us a lot to have a good view. But we somehow see the tapered lesion. At first we thought that it was a blunt occlusion, but then with different views, with bilateral injection, we see this tapered lesion here. This is the first attempt. The patient has a procedure 4 years ago, a stent implantation due to non-STMI. So this patient has also stable angina class 3 for at least 6 months. This is the first attempt.
Okay.
And Nihat said that maybe we can catch a microchannel, and therefore our first attempt is a filter XT wire to go and try first.
Okay, we are looking for you, and I also think like you. I also try to start with a pilot 200 or something like this to search if there is a channel at this segment, and maybe a Gaia segment may be a good option in terms of wire selection. And we are watching you. You are live, and we will send our comments to you during the procedure. Move on, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Şekil söylüyorum.
And Nihat would also like to show you the shape of the filter XT. He ain't made a double shape, so he's gonna show you the shape of the filter XT he has done. Şey gösterebilir miyiz? Kamerayla gösterebilir miyiz?
Oraya gösteriyoruz. Okay. İçine alalım. Yes,
so
we are starting.
We don't use any floppy wire to engage the lesion and carry the microcatheter. Instead, we will use just one wire, the filter XT wire, to engage the lesion. So there is not much distance between the lesion and the beginning of the LAD, so I think one wire would be just enough.
Kontrast.
Açık.
Kontrast.
Verdim.
Okay. Bunu da oturmamız lazım.
Our microcatheter is a Corsair microcatheter.
Kontrast. Onu yapacağız. Kontrast. Okay. Şeyin herkese bakalım da. Torque please.
Torque alabilir miyiz?
So the ideal approach is bringing the microcatheter to the CTO segment with a workhorse wire, because when you use a dedicated wire, you will give a shape to this wire, and you shouldn't lose the shape of this wire when you are trying to engage this to the LAD or circumflex artery. So what do you think about that?
We want to put a wire in the CX, but Nihat wanted to try first. You know, Nihat has his own unique style, so I would let him work a bit.
Sağ kadere gidelim. Caudal place.
The engagement of the catheter is not so good. I think it is not truly aligned parallel to the coronary artery, left main, and it may cause a dissection.
Oturmaya gitmez basalım.
Left oblique.
Okay. These are shapes.
The left main is large enough. We don't. Yeah, it seems safe.
Başka tel alayım. Another wire please. Another wire.
Okay, we change wire. Ne istiyorsun?
CX'e atalım.
Tamam.
For
Floppy istiyorum.
Floppy wire please.
We are now placing a floppy wire in the CX artery.
Yeah, better.
To control our engaged guiding catheter.
I think you need a workhorse wire first to reach this total occlusion before getting with the filter XT from the start.
First reaching. And do you use these wires? For example, they are putting a wire into the right coronary artery for stabilization of the catheter. Do you use this regularly?
Yes, this is a very important thing for the coronary catheter.
That's also an important point, because the stability of the donor artery catheter is also important, and we commonly use this type of wire to stabilize the catheter at the right coronary arteries when we are dealing with the left system.
Caudal tekrar again.
And maybe putting a wire to the circumflex artery to stabilize the left system catheter during the procedure is another option, because the stability of the left catheter is not so good, as I mentioned. here you can see its alignment is not so good and may cause dissection during manipulation. So a circumflex wire may stabilize the left catheter, then you can engage directly to the LAD at this point.
Okay, contrast.
And especially he has a 7 French guiding catheter. It's a good option, like wire in the circumference.
Yeah, it's out, I think. No, yes, it's out, yeah.
It's a problem in the orientation of the guiding catheter.
Yes. The guide catheter is so big, I think. Check it out, what do you think about that? Yeah, the size of the catheter.
I think the size of the catheter is okay. 7 French is here. We need a strong backup. So I think we have to work a bit and to engage the LMCA again.
Okay. Then we can move with the talk for the antegrade. I want to invite Dr. Yasser Sadık for presenting his lecture. The topic is antegrade CTO. And we will connect to the cat lab further. Arkadaşlar, başta konuşmamızı alıp bundan sonra devam ederiz. Onlar vardı, oturuşta burası.
So our first attempt with the filter XT wire failed. İlk şeyi göstereyim. And with the filter XT wire, we advanced a big distance, but then with the other view, with the caudal view, we see that the filter XT wire is outside the artery. So we advanced subintimally. You see, the filter XT wire is outside. So we had no option but to revert our technique, our strategy to a parallel wire technique. And we also had some information about the lesion. This is an instant CTO, but the CTO begins not before it begins 1 or 2 millimeters before the stent. It is not just instant CTO. We think it begins before the CTO, before the stent. So our next strategy is now go with a Conquest 9 Pro wire, and we have given a 2 shape again to the wire, and we will try to puncture from a different side, from a different beginning now.
Contrast.
I want to ask the panel, what is your next option if your wire is subintimal? Do you switch to the retrograde in this case, or move on with the parallel wire technique? What do you think about this?
As I said before, from the start in instant CTO, you have better you start with an intermediate stiffness wires, especially Ultimate Pros 3, because it's a non-tapered wire. The problem of the tapered and polymer wires is always facing the tough occlusion of the instant and going in the subintimal space. And even if you are going within the stent, the tapered wire can go through the struts to the outside of the stent. So it's better to use an intermediate stiffness wire, Ultimate Pros 3, than not tapered or non-tapered wire.
Ultimate Pros.
Yes, it's a non-tapered wire, and it's a well-balanced wire, and it will give you a better support. You can go through the struts of the stent. I think the parallel wire technique with an instant restenosis has no great rule, because you have already a marker which is the struts of the stent, and you can direct your wire toward the stent. If you are not able to penetrate the proximal cap with Ultimate Pros or Gaia Third, you can use a Confianza Pro for penetration only, and then you can advance the microcatheter and exchanging this for an intermediate stiffness wire again to cross the total occlusion inside the body of the stent.
Can you comment on, for example, the calcification status of this patient? We do not see any severe calcification on the C-valve. if the wire is going directly to the subintimal space, the chance of calcification, lesion calcification is high, I think. What do you think about that?
Of course, this might be also a presence of calcification, and you can see this calcification well with the angiography. So in such situation, use a penetrative wire to penetrate the proximal cap, and when you are inside the body of the total occlusion, exchange this for the intermediate stiffness again. And guide therapy is a good option for this.
Any comments?
Also, we should keep in mind that this instant response is fifth PCI procedure, and probably the reason is malposition. Our high cracking is equal understand strokes, and I agree with Dr. Tarık. We should use first penetrating wires to engage the proximal cap.
Okay. How long should they deal with this antegrade, and when to switch to retrograde? Nazif, what do you think?
For this,
Yes, this case. Do you estimate the time for this?
I told you, this is an instant CTO lesion. We have to consider this may be undersized stenting. It's not correct choice, a polymer jacket wire. Parallel wire is a good choice for that time because we see the subintimal strap side, and we can manipulate more straight, more torqueable wire in the luminal.
They are somewhere moving. Şevket abi, you are in Lehman, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us. Kontrast. Tip yapalım. Görelim diye eğitim şey.
Nihat.
Ben eğitim amaçlı gibi.
Nihat.
Yani emin olmam değil. Tamam.
Nihat. We are with you, and you can explain what you did.
Yes.
Our first intention.
Transfer.
Okay. Yeah. First, you were asking whether we were go retrograde. Yeah. Our intention was to go retrograde if this attempt failed, because you see we have an RCA guiding catheter. It is also 7th French guiding catheter. That is the reason why we placed an 7th French guiding catheter in the RCA to go retrograde. So you see now we didn't need any retrograde approach because Nihat crossed the lesion with the conquest.
What was the wire? What was the microcatheter that you used? Corsair microcatheter.
Wire.
The wire was?
Çok geç gidiyor. Geç gidiyor yani 5-6 saniye. The wire is Conquest Pro 9.
Pro 9, okay. Now you are changing the wire, I think. You have more Lurkus wire. You do not need any tip injection or
this is a double
injection for confirmation of the true lumen. We didn't need anyone. You are right. We wanted to do one, but we are very sure that we are in the true lumen. So with the wires movement and with the microcatheters movement, we were very sure. So we didn't want to check this, but you are right. It can be done. In terms of demonstration, let's have a shot from the right
now
corner.
Now we are ballooning the region.
To see whether the wire is in place or not. It will be better for us.
Okay, you want to RCA right corner. Okay, tamam. Şeyden şey yapabilir misin? Şey yapalım. Şey yapalım. Bu şeyden sağdan retrovert'ten şey yapalım. Çekim alalım.
Tamam.
Telin yerine
kontrast. Retrograd kontrast. Retrograd.
Vermiyor musun?
Yes. Balon please.
So what are the options out there for externalization of this
Uzun yes, long.
Which one do you use? Do you use trapping, balloon trapping, or extension wires, or none? Which one is the best, and how often do you use the other techniques?
Balloon trapping
This
is the more safe.
Kontrast alır mı?
This is
Kontrast. Alacağız hocam, görürsün. Kontrast, retrograd.
this is a 7 French mic. This is 7 French guiding catheter. So we have used trapping, the trapping method here.
Şu teli de al. Trap de al. Trap de çıksın.
For a 7 French
Çık tam ekranı.
catheter, which size balloon do you use for trapping this wire?
Balon please.
Which one will be safe? A 2.0 is enough, or should we use a 2.5 or something like
It
this?
can be done.
Şunu da al.
It can be done with 2 and with 2.5. You can use either one.
And now you are sending the
When
balloon,
you
I
use
think,
a 2 millimeter balloon,
to 2.0.
the, now the balloon is 2.5 by 15.
Okay, it's going down easily.
Retrograd kontrast.
Kürşat, this one's
Okay.
for you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
You are inside.
Okay, please. Yüksek basınçla çıkalım. Kaç?
What was the balloon?
Caudal please, caudal view.
2.015.
Okay. Fish.
2.5 by 15.
2.5.
Kaç? Yüksek. 20.
Çok geç gidiyor abi. Çok
Okey.
geç gidiyor. Benim burada söylediğim oraya 10 saniye sonra gidiyor.
Enflate.
Ne bileyim bana çok uzun geliyor.
Okay. Şunu çekelim artık.
At this point, this is an instant
Antigrad kontrast.
stenosis, and
Antigrad please. Antigrad.
the reason for stenosis is, as you mentioned, might be a undersizing of the stent or under expansion of the stent. What do you offer after this ballooning? Do you offer an imaging for this in terms of determination of the vessel size?
I think IVAS is an important tool here because we can search for the cause of the restenosis is under expansion or there is a malapposition of the stents, and we can answer the stent failure also to optimize the new stent for the size and apposition, good apposition. If there is any calcification hindering the expansion of the stent, we can see with the IVAS. So I think IVAS is mandatory here to assess before implanting the stent and after implantation.
Şevket abi, do you have the chance for IVUS for this patient? The panel is offering IVUS in terms of sizing of the vessel because this is a restenosis patient and sizing is important.
Lütfen.
Yes, of course. Our intention is also to measure the stent diameter and the vessel diameter with the IVUS.
İçat yapalım. Yap lütfen, biraz yap.
I totally agree. There was an under expansion of the stent. We also thought that the reason of the lesion is under expansion.
You are taking off the regular gear, I think. The catheters, the wires,
Al. Kontrast. Kontrast.
Nihat açtın herhalde.
Yok, kapalı. Okey. Film alalım mı? Bir film alalım. Görelim şeyi.
Şeyi çekebilir misin?
Çektim, sağ çektim. Film. Okay.
Nihat, at this point you have started to deal with a LAD lesion which is very close to the LAD ostium, I think. Do you mind wiring the circumflex artery in terms of protection? You might have a complication, and I think you will stand down to proximal ostial segment of the LAD. Do you mind protecting the circumflex artery at this point with a wire?
I think enough segment. There is enough segment in LAD ostium. So, okay. We are making IVs now. Okay. Sir, right triangle. Distal. Okay. Okay. Okay. Çekelim mi? Hazır. Yes, okay.
So what do you think about that? I think I have seen a 3.0 in the stent segment and 3.5 in the proximal segment of LAD.
Yes, good.
And can you show us the measurements of IV in the still images? It will be very good demonstration for us, especially in the stented segment and distal segment and proximal segments of the stent.
Yeah, you are totally right, Kürşat. And the stent diameter is 3.5 to 5 millimeter. This is the vessel diameter, but the stent is underexpanded. You can see it very clearly on the IVs.
Yes, this point. Can you have some measurements from this point? You are totally inside the stent. That's an important point, and the wire may go down to the subintimal space and come back to the stent during your manipulation. But it seems that you are directly inside the stent, and the stent is underexpanded, and the cause of restenosis is underexpansion or undersizing of the stent because it's a larger vessel, it seems, and the new stent will enlarge this stent also, and will be a good final result. What is your measurement? What's the result of your measurements?
Now we are doing it again, and we are measuring the whole area of the vessel size now. As you can you see it on the screen? It is on the screen now. 3.9.
Almost 4.
Hi. Thank you. Third.
Yeah. 4 millimeter.
Yes. And what will be your stent choice? And
now we are also measuring the stent size. First, we would like to measure also the stent size.
Right cranial, please. Right cranial.
For you again, Kürşat.
Okay. Buradan film alalım. Kontrast. Buradan film alalım. Kontrast. Kontrast. Okay, distal buradan film. Kontrast film. Evet.
Do you have any recommendation regarding after the total occlusion we have also a long lesion there? Should we just try to do first ballooning?
There is a lesion starting from the diagonal bifurcation and extending to the distal segment of this vessel. I think the diagonal branch is fine, and we know that this was also seen in the retrograde shots in the very beginning of the procedure. And you can expand your stent till the diagonal branch, and at 3.5 or 3, or starting with a 3.5 will be sufficient, and you can finalize this with a 4.0 proximal optimization, and you can further treat the distal lesion with balloon inflations, because it looks like a spasm or something like that. Maybe it will heal in the future, and nitro will work, I think. My solutions are there. Do you have any comments about this lesion?
I think IVAS is important to assess the distal segment of the LAD. He can assess the plaque burden. If it's more than 40% plaque burden in the distal segment, he has to cover all this area with an extra stent, or starting from the distal segment. If it's only spasm or just related to the occluded vessel, and this will grow with time, and the vessel will dilate again, so he can leave it. But IVAS here will help us a lot in this area.
Check it out. You have the IVAS with you, and you can give some nitro and have an IVAS at these segments. If there is an atherosclerotic plaque over there, you can treat by stent implantation. But if there is no atherosclerosis, then it's or spasm or something like that, then leave it like this.
Caudal, please, caudal.
Yes, the measurement from the IVUS is, the stent diameter is 2.8.
Contrast.
It's a very undersized stent here. So our first, you are very right. I totally agree with you.
Contrast. Okay.
And now we are ballooning this stent with the 4.15.
Enough. Okay.
Non-compliant balloon. What do you think about drug-eluting ballooning in the distal part?
Okay.
What about IVAS in the distal segment?
Check it out. We always see after the CTO procedures, the distal part of the CTO looks like this is due to low flow. We should check the IVAS and maybe take time to wait healing of the segment.
The panel is advising an IVUS for the segment distal from the diagonal bifurcation.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we will do that.
Ready?
Do you give any nitro at this point?
We have already done that.
That's it. It looks like a spasm or something like that, but I think there is the lesion. I'm not sure about this. You're right. I was okay.
This is not the spasm.
Let's repeat the IVUS for the distal segment. Check it out.
This is for sure. This is the lesion. Okay, yeah, we will do that. We will do that. But when you see the retrograde collateral visualization of the LAD, before the CQA attempt, you will also see that this segment is diseased.
Yes, this might be, but we have an IWUS on the table.
So now we are going
in terms of demonstration, and to be sure, totally sure about that, because if we will start on implanting the stent, it will be too long, and the patient will, I think, lose the chance of CABG surgery if we insert the stent at this point. Because it's too long and the risk of stenosis is so high. So we have to be sure 100% in this patient. And we have IWUS on the table. We can use this.
Önce IWUS istiyorlar abi. IWUS'tan sonra.
Önce stent koyalım.
IWUS'u gördün mü?
Biz stent koyalım.
Ben onu söyledim. İlaçlı balonu söyledim. Önce
Stent
IWUS
koyalım.
yapalım dediler sonra.
First stent. Okay. Peki flow artacaktır şeyleri.
So we are now stenting the instant with the 4 by 28 millimeter biofreedom stent.
Okay.
And then we will see the flow of the distal part.
Okay. Kontrast. Kapattım.
And
Kontrast.
we'll decide with you what we're gonna do with that lesion.
Az şeyden kurtar. Okay. Okay. Enough. Kontrast. Kontrast.
We will do an IWUS.
Kontrast.
After the stent implantation.
Do you think that biofreedom is a suitable stent for the instant restenosis?
Okay, again contrast.
The issue is not my agreement. The operators agree with this.
İyi, bir film alalım, film.
We asked this question in terms of radial force or something?
Okay.
In terms of radial force or something?
In terms of the durability of the polymer to maintain this stent open and prevent the risk.
Okay, enough.
They will fix the by just following or directly following.
But I think this is for the poker.
This is
That's a new stent.
for the just following it directly.
You can do this product for poker, not CTO is a difficult situation.
But the operators operate. We have to respect the decisions.
So the problem here was an under expansion, undersized stent. So with 4.0 stent, we don't expect any restenosis. It doesn't matter what kind of stent you use. This is our.
Okay. Film alıyoruz. Çeksin. Hadi, peki. Okay. Şimdi kranyal alalım. Kranyal diyeyim. Nitrat.
The catheter engages directly to the coronary artery and causes proximal stent deformation, especially in circumflex arteries. And you have to be cautious about this. When you are dealing with a proximal lesion or a left main lesion, your risk of proximal deformation is very high, and this will increase the risk of stenosis and thrombosis. So you should deflate well and push gently, and maybe sometimes take the catheter off the coronary artery and set the device like this. So you have to be cautious when you are dealing with a proximal
Right,
lesion.
cranial view.
A question? Yeah.
Yes, I had a question about stent choice. I don't know if there is any special indication for biofreedom. No, we are already treating the instant stenosis, so after the stent deployment, there will be 2 layers of the stent, and the biofreedom relatively have a thicker stent struts.
Okay.
So in such cases, is there any advantage to use the ultra-thin stents instead of the biofreedom? What's your opinion?
We asked the same question actually, but these segments.
Cranial değil.
So,
Cranial değil mi?
so what
Cranial.
is your suggestion?
Left cranial please. Cranial. Left cranial.
Let's see the last shot.
Left. Okay. Contrast. Okay. K'yi göster. Dikkat et. Hep tam göster şeyi isterim. Film.
Bence de. Bence de.
Yapalım. Hı, yap. Olur.
So we are now proceeding with the drug-eluting balloon deployment at that segment.
The big portion of this disease part, I think.
Yeah, there is a dissection, but we will first try with the drug-eluting balloon.
Can you have a shot from a different angle, Şevket abi?
Restrict flow.
If restrict the flow and if yeah, implant the stent and you chose the stent implantation and I think you left the gap. You leave the gap.
Bence de. Yani oraya şu koyduk zaten abi.
I think you will leave the gap over there.
Stent'e mi poster taşımak istiyorsun? Yeah, we thank you all.